And a good midday Monday afternoon, everyone. Roger Hill with the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. The big picture, as we look at Vermont, we're seeing an area of low pressure that's located near Hudson Bay. This has been almost a semi-permanent place for these areas of low pressure this winter. And we have a ridge of higher pressure, but also a ridge of higher pressure in the southeast United States coast. Two different branches of the jet stream. We have the southern subtropical branch cutting across mainly Mexico, some atmospheric rivers associated with that. And we do also have the northern branch, which basically extends from north of ALBERTA, brings in shortwave troughs, whips them through this region of the Great Lakes. They pick up a little bit of moisture, and they become a little bit more intense as they track through parts of New England. We have one such weather system trying to combine the two. This is an area of low pressure that will track basically south of Long Island. It will spread in a little bit of snow, mostly in southern parts of New England, all of that taking place during the day tomorrow, Tuesday. The second system will be a quick shortwave trough. It's these areas of snow showers and flurries that you can see here. And that'll begin to track on through and also push in along about Wednesday. We'll see some snow showers and flurries that'll coat up some area roads around the region. And temperatures get colder behind that as we start to introduce some colder weather on the backside of this area of low pressure. You can see single digits, even some below 0 degree readings. So we're going to be getting into a little bit more of that colder air mass as it slides further to the south and east. And eventually, another Alberta Clipper system will push through. This one's located up here or even off the coast. That jet stream energy will track on through and provide us with a little bit more snow shower and maybe even some light accumulating snow, maybe up to about 4 inches of powder. It looks like it'll be a relatively dry type snowfall. That'll take place along about Friday. Some lingering flurries and snow showers on Saturday. And then yet another system that's located out over the Gulf of Alaska will push on through. That system arrives basically for our neck of the woods not until sometime along about this coming weekend. We have the European model on the left-hand side, the gem of the Canadian model on the right-hand side. You can see the area of low pressure here in the southern subtropical branch is the main character right now. This will be taking track kind of east-northeastward, dump off of Long Island, intensify a little bit, and throw snow basically a little bit south of Vermont or right near the Massachusetts-Vermont border. So running the computer model, you can see it's here. We got about a 982 area of low pressure. 982 also indicated on the GEM model here. And furthest north you go, see a little bit of flurry action. Southern parts of Vermont, not a whole lot going on. And then you see the secondary little thing that's going to come by and get picked up. High pressure pushing that along. And what ends up happening, that moves in on basically Tuesday night into Wednesday. And a little bit more of a pressure gradient, some winds. The pressure gradient tightens up a little bit, so we have kind of a northwest flow. That's going to flare up just a bit. And wind gusts are indicated to get up to about somewhere between 35 and 45 miles per hour with the best chance for any impacts, probably in the eastern slopes of the southernmost Green Mountains. Working further along, you see that snow shower flurry action kind of wipes out. And then we have that ridge of higher pressure push on through for the best day, dry weather coming. Not a lot of, unfortunately, not a lot of sunshine. That'll take place on Thursday, but mostly during the morning hours. We get a little bit of sun and a clear night preceding that, but then clouds quickly move on in. And this is our next weather maker. This will be a clipper system, a little bit more intense, a little bit more robust. And indications are that it could produce some dry snowfall and maybe even add up some of those inches. But right now it looks like somewhere around 4 inches. Worst case scenario, we get some dry snowfall of greater than 6-inch amounts. It'll be that fluffy, easily wind-blown type snowfall, but not wet snow and certainly no impacts for utilities as indicated. So that works through on Friday. Some lingering snow showers and flurries on Saturday. Then another clipper system eventually works on through. This is much weaker, not as organized, and both the Canadian GEM model as well as the European indicating that it's going to move through pretty quickly. That's all taking place along about Sunday beyond the outlook period. And then looks like an area of low pressure and kind of a stringy frontal boundary is going to start to take shape. This has a little bit more warmer air works in across parts of southern U.S. and into the middle Atlantic states. but more robust snow showers and flurries to follow. So a fairly busy weather forecast we have going into late February. Colder than normal and also building a little bit more of a snowpack. Looking at the GFS ensemble, center grid on Montpelier, you can see a little bit of flurry action, and then we dry out and a little bit more robust stuff. This is happening late in the week, Friday basically, and then what could be something along about Sunday. That's what the GFS is saying. Total snowfall, QPF, looks like this. We're not looking at very much, so we end up basically under 5/10 of an inch of snowfall, or melted precip, excuse me. And precipitation-wise, we're looking at generally snow, and then we're also looking at precipitation type here as generally snow. Maybe some slight possibilities of some mixed precipitation, but that would be beyond the period. And in terms of gradient wind gusts, 40 knots right here. We hit that 40 knot average with fairly good confidence. That'll take place on Wednesday. So that's our little flare-up, our blow of wind coming in from the northwest and interacting with some of the southern Green Mountains for potentially a few impacts. Not a big deal, though. And we have very dry weather up to the north, only 1/100 of an inch precipitation forecast in the St. Lawrence Valley, north of the Vermont-Quebec border. You get down to about 2/500 of an inch. Snowfall-wise, to 10-to-1 snowfall ratio, that's about 2.5 inches. And you're closer to about 5/10 of an inch further off to the south than that, and in 1 inch amounts. This is shifted a little bit more suppressed to the south by latest computer modeling. And in terms of 2-meter temperature anomalies, we're still running anomalies above normal. Locate over Vermont was still somewhere between 6 and 10 degrees above normal. This stretches across a wide area of Canada. A little bit more of an influx across the Pacific coastal states with that last trough, and so on and so forth. So that setup means basically neutral temperatures for the next 3 days, 3 to 5 days of meteorological high temperatures across the region. Pretty close to normal for this time of year. And about 3 days later, very similar. Not a whole lot of change, a little bit of inroad of colder weather, and you can see some slight fluctuations going back and forth here. And what we can see is a few flurries up in the general area of sort of northwest of Montreal. This is going to be sagging southward and flirting with the very far northern areas later on today. So a little bit of flurry action, nothing major here. That happens late today. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.